I think I was lucky because the couple chose me 1 year to the wedding. 1 year. I over-prepared.
That is very, very, very rare.
It was very
rare. And you had 1 year in advance to prepare.
It was super special.
Everybody cried. We were so late for church. Late kabisa because we got to church at 4.
For a wedding that's supposed to start at?
It was supposed to start at 10.
I went to the auntie. Auntie akaniambia wewe unaniambia nini? Kwani wewe ndio unaolewa hapa? I'm like hata sijakuja na ubaya.
But then that night I said I am done with events. Completely done. Done with that. In capital, I'm done. So there's this particular wedding and I was with you, Eddie. I don't know if you remember because I saw you guys crying. You all cut onions.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Eddie, they were crying. They had to get some.
It happens.
Like everything she said, oh my God, it was
this
so
is at the
touching.
bride's home.
Yeah.
Our bride's home, it was so touching.
Niyara Weddings and Tedmate Studios, welcome to Weddings Bila Filter, the wedding conversations we are never allowed to have. This is a podcast where we talk honestly about what really happens behind weddings, the beauty, the fun, all that good stuff. But we also talk about the awkward moments and the challenges that happen behind weddings. You know, the conversations that we would rather have, well, at least not in public. So if this is your kind of conversation, please consider subscribing. My name is Kimari Maina, an event host and wedding master of ceremonies for weddings and corporate events here in Kenya. And today I am joined by two very lovely people. I am so privileged and honored to have them here. On my far right is Eddie Ndirangu. He is a wedding photographer and videographer with more than a decade worth of experience. Actually, both of them have more than a decade worth of experience in the wedding space. And right next to me is the lovely Kare. I was going to use her ID names and then I remembered labda tuko chache sana tunajua jina yake kamili, but this is Kare or Kare Kay, as you'll find her on IG. She is a wedding planner and decorator, also with more than 10 years of experience here. I will talk about their brands in a bit, but before we get there, I always like to begin by asking, taking us way back to the very first wedding we ever did. And I don't know if you remember the very first wedding you ever did. Let's talk about that wedding. And we'll talk about first the stuff that you are happy about that wedding. Lakini pia kuna zile vitu zenye ukikumbuka hiyo harusi unasema enyewe nimegrow. We'll start with you, Eddie. Talk about your very first wedding. Was there something that you remember fondly about, or was the wedding absolute chaos for a first timer at a wedding?
Wow. The first instance, normally it stays with you for a lifetime. You know, weddings is special. It's a special thing. And I think I was lucky because the couple chose me 1 year to the wedding. 1 year. I over-prepared.
That is very, very, very rare.
It was very rare.
And you had 1 year in advance to prepare.
It was super special. So I over-prepared. We could speak volumes, we could speak length. So I over-prepared and then the wedding came. It was crazy because I went there on time, super early. So you can imagine the excitement, everything that I wanted, the morning shoot, everything. But then, you know, your team is, you only deliver if everybody else delivers. Then that day, the person who was in charge of the makeup did that thing.
By the way, we love makeup artists.
Yeah, we do love them.
But, you know, the mornings are what they are. And not to 100% blame on makeup artists.
Yeah.
At times, the maids may wake up early. At times, the bride may wake up late.
Yes.
At times, the bride may wake up late. But yes, makeup.
Yes, and, you know, partly I cannot blame them because also the bride was super emotional. You know, it is a special day. You've never done it before. It's yours. I mean, it is a start to something that you think is super special, and it is, honestly. But then you're emotional, you're crying. The makeup artist is just helpless. They have to, you know, it was just crazy. But how we hacked it, it made everything worth it. But preparing also for 1 year, just for a few, say, 12 hours, it's also not an easy thing because you don't sleep. You'll be thinking, what can go wrong? Am I really ready?
Yeah.
Will things flop? Will I lose the SD cards? You know, the logistics of the day.
Let me ask, if you've prepared something for a year, well, at least I remember when we did our wedding, now my wife and I, after preparing the wedding so long, and then on the day of the wedding, after the wedding was over, we felt tulisikia mazee wasted kidogo sababu yote tumepanga hizi miezi zote, and then all of a sudden, and we were staying where our first night was where the wedding was, and from our room we could see the place where the wedding was. Hiyo time hatukuwa na A-frames,
Yes.
or residence kubwa, tulikuwa tuna high peak zote zimeenda. Set down imehappen, it's an empty space.
Yes.
And we felt really disillusioned. So I'm wondering, for after planning for a year and working with this couple for a year, at the end of the wedding, did you feel as if, and all that, and it has just come to this? Did you feel a sort of disillusionment?
I could feel all manner of things. One, I am happy. The day is done. I've recorded everything. There is no mishaps. All the equipments worked. My team delivered. But then the bigger things started. The editing part and the delivery.
Yeah.
Now, that's also another elephant in the room. Because you'll be like, okay, I know I did the very best, but will it count? Will they like my work?
Yeah.
It is the first time ever. They never saw a portfolio of weddings that I've done before. They chose to believe me, but now they are looking for me to deliver the very best.
What was the
And
what
interesting
did
thing,
they,
the interesting thing, they were supposed to travel in a week's time. And we had agreed in advance that by the time we travel, I need all my files, all my footage, all the weddings, everything done.
Was there
and delivered.
videography?
Yes.
In the package?
It was videography and the photography part.
Were they happy?
They were super happy.
Oh, I'm so
Thank
glad.
God they invited me for the watch party.
Wow.
So, yeah. But it was beautiful, but super scary to start with.
Wow. How about you, Kare? Do you remember your first wedding?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about it.
My first wedding, I thought I had hit a jackpot because they paid me 150,000. So I thought this is a lot of money.
For which services?
For a wedding.
No, for
wedding
which, as a
decoration. Yeah.
For decor, okay.
Yeah, for decor. So I thought this is a lot of money. For me to find out later, before even the wedding happened, I had spent all the money that they had paid me. Because for them, they came and they said, we are giving you this money. It's 150,000. We are paying you all of it. You just plan and deliver the decor. Like, these are our colors, just plan and deliver. So I thought that was a lot of money. But let me tell you, I went to buy the flowers. I went to look for, now then I didn't own anything. So I'm relying on other vendors to give me their items as sub-hires.
Yeah.
But I didn't even consider how much they would cost me. I just thought 150 was a lot of money. But now, since I had already said yes to the money, I could not go back and tell them, you know, the money you paid me is not enough. Now you guys need
Ni
to
kama wao
add.
ndio walijua. Walijua akasema huyu amekubali mpatie kila kitu.
So let me tell you, oh my goodness. I remember I had to do most of the thing. I didn't even have enough money to hire somebody to come and help me out. I was dressing the tables. I was the one who was folding the napkins.
Wow.
I did almost everything. I only
This was a
had
wedding for how many people?
100 and it was around 150.
And I'm curious, in that 150, did that include tents, chairs,
No,
tables?
there were no tents.
Or so it was just decor at
It
least?
was just decor.
Okay.
But now the flowers that they wanted, they sent me photos and we want it like this, exactly like this. So I'm like, this is something simple, we will deliver. So it was quite something. By the time the wedding was happening, I had spent all their money and I had deficit. I had people I owned money. After that, I was in debt because the wedding costed me almost 300,000. So I had to top up another 150 to be able to sort out the vendors.
So what did you do to change that? Because you ilikuwa school of hard knocks.
Yeah, it was.
What did you do to, at least for the second wedding? I don't know whether you had already been booked for a second wedding by then, but what did you do different in the second wedding?
Actually, after this wedding, I almost gave up because I was like, hey, this wedding, you'll think you're being paid a lot of money, but you're spending all the money and then you're topping up your savings to deliver a wedding. So When I got another wedding, because I got several after that wedding.
From that
several.
wedding?
Yes, I
Wow.
got several. The client was super happy.
Yeah.
The decor was really nice. It was so encouraging, though. I felt like that was my investment. The money that I topped up, that was my investment to be able to learn
Yeah.
baptism by fire, because I learned from experience. So after that, I learned how to quote better. So if you'll come with me with a budget, I'll just go back and look at how much this execution will cost me. And then I'll be like, okay, fine, we can work with that budget. Or if this is exactly what you want, then you'll need to top up if the money was not enough. So I learned how to quote better. Though it was a bit of a challenge because I was so... I really wanted to do weddings. So I was looking forward to anyone who will come, and I'll be like, okay, fine, let's do it. Without thinking about the money. I came to think about the money now later. And it really paid off, honestly.
Yeah. I'm curious because normally when a couple refers a client, they will always refer with the price. So for example, they'll say, yeah, Kare did for us an amazing job for 150K, for 150 people.
Yeah.
And so they will automatically imagine, if my wedding has 100 people, I've already saved 50K. It is 100K. Did you experience that where the referrals were not at par with the desires that the budget, the money that the referrals came with were not at par with what they would desire?
Luckily for me, the referrals were not directly from the client, because now what happened after that wedding, we had an interview. Then we had Samantha Bridal. But this summer, there was a program which was
I
being
remember
aired.
this.
Yes.
I remember this interview.
Yeah, that
Yes.
interview, my very first interview. I just... When they asked me the question they were asking, I just thought, if I was to plan my wedding today, what is it that I would expect to happen on the day of the event? And that's how I got jobs, not through this client directly, though she's been my client even right now. She's been working with me even now.
Yeah.
I didn't get so many clients from her directly. I got from the interview that I did with Samantha
Wow.
Bridal and what they aired after that, like what the work that I did, the photos that they put there.
If someone has featured at Samantha's Bridal, huyo amekuwa muda mrefu.
Huyo amekaa.
Yes.
It was my first feature and it was my first wedding.
I'm sure from that feature, you got a lot of work.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And to Catherine, if you're watching this, we absolutely appreciate the work that you've done in the wedding industry. And we're just wondering when you're going to come back and do the same interviews that you used to do so that new people like Kare can grow exponentially, like you did for all of us to grow exponentially. Allow me to ask another question. Because weddings are full of moments, and some are usually planned, some are usually unexpected. From your experience working with so many weddings, because right now you guys have collectively, even individually, done lots of weddings, what kind of moments tend to stay with you long after the wedding is over? And I'm not talking about a specific wedding, but like this is the moment in a wedding that you usually look forward to. And I'll start with you, Eddie. What moments tend to stay the longest when you think about weddings?
When I think about weddings, the first thing that kickstarts the day for my team, even for the client, is that initial entry to their place. That initial setup in the morning. It tends to wake up the systems. People understand now our wedding is happening. In most cases, people will be like, we have a wedding, but where is the photographer? But when you wheel in your bags,
Oh my
that
gosh,
is the
I've never
moment.
thought of it that way. Yeah.
That is the moment. They'll be like, oh, guys, the photographer is here. Muko happy. So the wamama, everybody, the family, everyone is excited. So, and also it tends to calm down, especially the bride and the groom. When you get there, they know, okay, I have the team with me. Everything will start at the same time we said we should start. So that is a very important moment, especially for me. Yes.
How about you, Kare?
My most important moment is after the wedding. The feedback
Okay.
that I get after the wedding. If a client will come to me and say, thank you so much for executing my wedding perfectly, for delivering a beautiful decor, that will really, that's what stands out for me. And also the negative feedbacks as well, because it will show how much the hard work that we put into this wedding, was it successful, was it a failure? And given that the aftermath, the wedding, that's what really matters to the client.
Yeah.
It's not even the process. The process will be stressful, yes. The actual wedding day will be stressful, yes. But it will be successful, yes. But what comes after the wedding? Were you guys happy? Were you happy with the delivery? That's what stands out.
What do you do then if you get negative feedback? And you and I have shared a wedding where we got some really harsh negative feedback. So what do you do? How do you deal with the negative feedback? Especially because this is a wedding that will never happen again.
Yeah.
I think that's the pressure that I always carry, that hiyo harusi imeenda na tutaweza kuirudia, kimeumana, and it's gone, it's done. So how do you handle, because you've said, you love it when you get positive feedback. So how about negative feedback?
Yeah, I really used to carry that weight. It's so stressful because now you're trying to think, where did I go wrong? But it's also, the feedback also helps you grow. To just realize, where did I go wrong? What do I need to improve on this one? The wedding is done, yes. If I continue feeling bad, it won't change anything. So what did I learn from this particular event? What am I going to do different in the next one?
Yeah. And Eddie, I feel as if perhaps that would be the right attitude. It's unfortunate, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. It's unfortunate that we learn on the job. So, for example, when I started, there are not as many wedding hosts. And so I learned on the job, which meant I will make mistakes on the job, which meant I will make a mistake at your wedding, and I'm sorry. I didn't know better. Makosa imetendeka. And for you, it was your one wedding, and there'll never be another one. And of course, that's what we pray for. So, what's your take on that? The unfortunate side of weddings where we are learning on the job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, it is very interesting because when I started this because I knew I was created to shoot weddings and events. So when I go out withholding nothing.
Yeah.
So when we get there and I'm advising the client, let us do this because of this, it will save us time here and there. And they do not want to follow what I'm recommending. It really used to work me up. I would get angry.
I remember.
Nilikuwa na jam.
Utatuambia when ile harusi ilijam kujam.
Nilikuwa na jam. Because I'm like, guys, I've been doing this for some time. I know what works. You chose me because you trust in my capability to deliver.
Yeah.
Please, let us do this. Then I learned it's not my wedding. I can only be a part of the solution. So I reason with them very calmly, very soberly. Especially weddings is very, as you said, these are the conversations that we hardly say. You find it's your wedding, but you have relatives. The relatives want it to be done in a certain manner, something you've never had. Never. Not even once.
Yeah.
The bride and groom are easy. You've worked with them. They booked in advance.
Do you have an example?
Yeah.
Bila kutaja majina.
Yeah. So, unafika, sister ya bride. Anakwambia, we need a moment. Ndio bride avae. Then, we will call you. I'm like, no, I cannot work with. We will call you. Kare is on my case. On the planning side, she's like, I've given you 20 minutes. You need to be out of here. I'm like, obliged. I will be out by 20 minutes. But then she steps out to do other things. You're left with the bride's sister. She'll be like, no, you guys, mkae nje tutawaita. I'm like, no, that cannot work.
Lakini sunafaa kutoka kwa room.
Well, nitatoka lakini there is the touch-ups, zile za mwisho. Then they want, amaliziwe kila kitu, then we take the photos. I'm like, no, I don't want to take the end product. I want the process. Right. Remember, I'm also doing video. Yeah. So how will my story be? So those kind of things, they cause friction. What I've learned over time, I don't get angry. I take a minute. It only takes a minute. I calm down. Then I tell them why I need us to do something that I want. Because I'm the director for the day. You know, it might not look important.
I've never thought of it that way. You actually are, as the cinematographer. Yes,
because after the wedding is done, the bride and the groom are on your case. Give us some highlight. We need to post to our family and friends who never came. They want these things. But now, if I do it systematically the way it is supposed to be, once I go, in 24 hours, you have your materials looking nice and beautiful. But if you do not want me to do it, I'll be going there to scamper for some things. It cannot look nice. So you find it's a challenge, but you overcome it with time. Kitambo, I used to say, I have this temperament, I'm a sanguine, I'm a what, those things. But when it comes to a wedding, they do not count. It's about the bride and the groom. Give them the very best, something they will be proud to say in 20 years, Kimari did this for me, Eddie did this for me, and also Kare delivered. Those are the moments we live for. Yes, it is hot in the kitchen, but you want a meal. You just have to work it. Yes.
I'm coming back to you there with a question, but before we go there, umesema kuna harusi yenye alikuwa amechemuka. Kuchemuka.
But it was so annoying. I totally understood him because you will say this.
What's the background?
The
How did we
sister
end
of
up
the
there?
bride.
Oh,
it's the
same sister.
The same sister of the bride. So Eddie will tell people to stand like this. Then she'll be like, no. You have to come this side. You have to come this side. Then Eddie's like, I'm the one who's directing this thing. Please, let's do this. Then when you call her to come take her photos, she doesn't want. So Eddie was like, how do we do about how do we go? She was,
Interestingly.
she was
they made up. Wow.
She was the maid of honor. So I just called. So Eddie, I totally understood where he was coming from, and we just had a moment, and I told him, don't be angry. Just be a professional. Just leave everything behind. Don't listen to her. If she wants to panga people, let her panga them. We still have time. Let her panga them. Then now when she allows us to panga people, then we can start pangaing them because we still had time. Though they were late a bit, but we still had enough time. We could have bought like 20 minutes here and there. Because now if she was angry, Eddie is angry, the bride is angry because she was the smaller sister, it could have been chaos. So we just decided to just let her.
So I'm curious. And I want to ask both of you. So what happens, or what should a vendor do? And we'll take this question in two parts. And we've really digressed, which I love. What happens when you have an overbearing parent? And how do you manage that? And what would you tell that parent as well? For the sake of those who may be listening right now. Or if you have an overbearing sibling, like in this case, a sister. And that sibling, of course, these people love the couple, the bride or the groom, whoever they're related to, and they want the best for them.
Yes.
But their interests are conflicting with yours. Well, at least, let me not say their interests. Their interests are aligned, the approach. The approach is conflicting. So how do you handle, and I'll start with you, Kare, how do you handle a situation, especially as a planner, where you have mzazi amesema hivi ndivyo, lazima kuende, lakini unajua tukienda hivyo, kitaumana.
No, how I approach it is I get to listen to them. Like, let's talk to Dad, what's up, what's happening, why. I'll give an example. There's an incident I had, and we were running late, and it was because of the father of the bride. She was angry for some reason. I don't know why he was so angry, and he didn't even want to get into that house. He was like, I'm not getting into that house, because we had like a house where the bride was being picked from.
Yeah.
So I spoke with him.
Oh, not his house.
It was not his house.
Okay.
So he didn't want to get into that house. And the house was not the problem. It's something that had happened earlier, maybe late. They got in late, something like that. I don't remember what it was. But I got to talk to him and really understand, why don't you want to come in? So he told me the reasons. And then I asked him, how do you want us to handle this, given that time is running out and we really need to go to church?
Yeah.
How would you want us to handle this? Then he was like, give me a moment, I will come back to you with the solution. Then the bride on the other side is like, have you spoken to my dad? Why isn't everyone coming into the house when he's not happy that I'm getting married? And I'm like, no, your dad is okay. He just needs a moment. So later...
Hapo by the way umekuwa family.
Yeah.
If you're the one who is talking between, who is the go-between.
Because there's a lot of emotions that happens. She's your only daughter. She's getting married. You're like, oh my God, will she ever come and visit me again after she's married? You're the daughter. You're thinking, there's a lot of emotions. So you have to listen to both parties. You have to listen to the dad. You have to listen to the sister. The other thing, maybe her wedding wasn't a success and something happened. And she's trying to see, how can I make sure my sister's wedding is successful, it's better than mine. So you just have to talk to them. What are your worries? What are your concerns? Why are you saying people should not take photos like this? How would you want them taken? Why is that? And then you try and reason to them with her and tell her the reason why the photographer is telling you guys to stand like this is so that we can have couple photos, we can have couples of the bridal team. Everybody can be in the
Involved,
album.
yeah.
Everybody can be involved. That's why we are telling you to stand like this, to pose like this, to do like this, because we want our photos to be fun. We don't want them to be boring. So the first thing is just listen to them. Be neutral. Don't lean on, like, I know for sure I'm supposed to be supporting vendors, but you should be supporting both. You should be supporting the vendors, you should be supporting the bride and the family. You should just be in between. Listen to the vendors. What are you, like, Eddie, why are you angry? What is it? But then I could see. So then talk to the sister of the bride. Why are you angry? Why are you mad?
I think anyone who's worked in the wedding industry for more than a decade should automatically be given a master's in therapy. Because
And psychology.
Speaking of emotional fathers, I remember once when the father of the bride, same situation, was very, very emotional, and this is during the ceremony, and I don't know whether it was during the ceremony or it was at the bride's home, but I remember the mother of the bride akimuingiza laini akamwambia, lakini si pia wewe sulinichukua na unakumbuka babangu alilia lakini si tuko sawa so basi wewe acha kulia. Very, very brutal in the feedback. What would you advise then that parent right now who is planning a wedding, whose child is planning a wedding, and there's potential, there's always potential for some hard conversations on the day of the wedding. So what would you tell such a parent? And the same question will apply to you.
Is live for that moment. Just live for the moment. Let the emotion come. If it's tears, let them flow. Because this day will never be repeated. It's here and the bride has to get married. And then be happy because they are going to build their family. Just like you did with the mother. So it's a blessing. Count it as a blessing, not something to be sad about. But I've realized the emotions are only in the morning. Once the vows have been said, they change. Everything changes. Everyone is happy. Yeah.
That's true. What would you advise a parent who knows they have a huge personality, or a sibling who knows they have a huge personality, and their child, if a parent, or their sister or brother as a sibling is getting married? What would you advise them? How would you advise them to carry the wedding on the day of the wedding?
Well, for me, it's two things. First, if my contract says I'm supposed to be there at 7, I do not show up at 7. I come earlier, say 30 minutes. I just take time to look for the parents, to look for people in charge from the family, and we talk about the wedding. I tell them, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, especially because it is all that starts well that will always end well. So this is what I have in mind, this is what we need to deliver. Do you have any requests or considerations that you would want us to prioritize? So we align. First thing in the morning, they understand I'm on their side. I'm here to facilitate the day, to make it look beautiful, for them to have a good experience. That is something I learned the hard way. I do not come at 7 because I'm starting at 7. I'll always be 30 minutes earlier. I look for these people, we talk, we have that rapport. It goes a very long way. Very long way. Then you also ask them, what do you have in mind? What have you been planning? What can I not miss? Then they'll be like, this guy is good. Anatusikiza. Then technically, they just relax. So even when you're going to ask them for a photo, for a special moment, maybe for the video, they cooperate easily because you've created that environment where it is just easy for them to let go of some things. Because as you said, some are very overbearing. But when they see that you're giving them the information prior, they have like 20 minutes to process what you'll do. It becomes easy for them because you'll be like, unakumbuka mahali tulisema, sasa nimekukujia, let us go. So maybe they were enjoying some tea or talking with some important guests that they've not even seen in a very long time. You'll be like, one moment, ile kitu nilisema, sasa masaa imefika, sinikuibe kidogo nitakurudisha. Then you just create a very easy day. So you
Right.
find when even you go to the bride and the groom, they are bubbly, they are happy because everything is sorted.
But not everybody has, and that's really good. Your approach is really good. And I'd probably recommend it. Heck, I'm learning to approach couples in advance. No, not couples, but the people around them in advance. But not every wedding has an Eddie who will use that approach to manage the big personalities.
Yes.
So I want you to talk to the big personalities whose children or siblings are planning their weddings. How should they approach the wedding?
They should approach it from a professional perspective. Because at the end of the day,
Sorry, not the vendors.
yes, I understand. It is
okay.
the family.
Uh-huh.
In most cases, where the relatives or the close people to the bride and groom are very overbearing, most of the times they are involved with the selection of the vendors. So at that time, that is where they need to get it right. Let them take the very best, the people they can easily trust. They are overbearing because they doubt your capacity. They don't mean bad. They just want it to be perfect. But now, their wishes and their ideas, it is inconveniencing your expertise and your specialization.
Yeah.
So you just have to get it right from the start so that if they respect you as a vendor, they can always consider what you want to say. But if they just shop anyhow, they just get anyone, you'll have a rough day. So you get it right by starting with the people that you get for the job.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Or trusting the people that the couple has
Exactly.
chosen, because
Yes.
if you are not involved in the
And then
selection,
that also means, as a couple, you also need to book way much in advance so that when you do these meetings, you can easily tag them along. You get to know each other. By the time the wedding is happening, it is not a stranger.
Yeah.
If you see someone twice, thrice, you easily let go of some guards that you have. So that would also work.
yeah.
Yes.
Let's shift gears a bit. How about is there a moment that you vividly remember as the reason why you do weddings? You go like, yeah, I'm going to do this again for the next 10 years because that moment there captured my heart. Hata kuna zile zenye wasi usema, hapo nililia. Mimi kama vendor, mimi mwanaume kamili. Kajipata nimelia. And I'll start with you, Kare. Do you remember or recall of a time when you were touched?
Yeah. So there's this particular wedding, and I was with you, Eddie. I don't know if you remember because I saw you guys crying. You all cut onions.
Nani?
Yeah.
Eddie, they were crying.
What?
They had to get some.
It happens.
Everybody cried.
Yeah.
It was so emotional.
Okay.
So we were planning a wedding for a lady, a couple, and we were so late in the morning. So where they were doing their makeup and where the bride was supposed to be picked was two different locations. And the reason why they chose that one location to do the makeup, it's because first it was closer and the space was bigger. So the makeup artist was late. Everything was late. But now we got to a point where we decided, you know what, instead of going to the bride's house, which was very far, let's just go to church because church is close by. So I was asked to call the mother of the bride and tell her, the bride is not coming. So you and your mamas, mjipanga, you come sing for the brides here in this place. And the mother was like, you know what, you guys go do that wedding. I am not coming. So I went back and I told the bride, you know what, everybody out. We had to look for cars. I remember we had to look for Uber X. Because now, then I called the limo guy. We had a limo, so I called the limo guy and I told them, you go to the bride's house. This is the location we are coming. So we had to get an Uber, and it was there was a lot. The traffic was crazy, but we still got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember when the mom just started talking and saying how the journey has been with the daughter, educating her, taking her abroad, like everything she said. Oh my God, it was
This
so
is at the
touching.
bride's home.
Yeah.
Our bride's home. It was so touching. We all cried. Everybody cried. It was so emotional. Everyone, including the photographers.
Yes.
Everybody cried. We were so late for church. Late kabisa because we got to church at 4.
For a wedding that's supposed to start at?
It was supposed to start at 10, but I had called everybody prior. I called the hotel. The good thing is the event was in a hotel. They called me and they told me, yeah. I told them, the food that we were supposed to have for dinner, we were supposed to have for lunch,
It's now
take
dinner.
it back. We are coming for dinner. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We're like, just do this once for me. I've been coming through for you guys, so come through for me this time around. So church ended at, I think,
Almost
6 there.
Yeah.
6:30.
6.
It was 6:30. It ended at 6:30. The limo guys were on our case. Everybody was on our case. But that moment, the mom speaking, the moment we could have missed, it was so emotional. It was like everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I told the bride, no, we cannot do this. The church will wait. The food will wait. Everybody will wait, but we'll have to go and see and have mom bless you. So it really touched everybody, and it was such a moment. We all
That's
cried
very
and-
interesting to note that time is not always everything.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times as vendors, we emphasize how the wedding must run on time, but perhaps not always. Some things are perhaps more important.
Yeah, that was a very important moment, and you could have missed that moment. I'm sure, Eddie, you recorded that. You stopped crying.
That was a crazy day. It was a crazy day. Out of those emotions, at times we think when a photographer or the videographer is behind the lens, there's a superhero. We get carried by these emotions. I could not recover on time, really. I crashed the drone.
Yeah.
Yes, when we were just leaving to church,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I just crashed the drone. So you can imagine, making a call for me to get another one. Thank God it came on time.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. As she said, that is also one of the key moments that I carry for many years. I believe I won't forget. It proved to be very important. It was just very important. The
Yeah.
speech from mom, it was everything.
And the
That-
prayers.
Yes,
It was everything.
She
like
prayed and blessed everybody. Even the bride, everybody was in tears. And then we were like, okay, we've cried behind the lenses, but we hope the makeup sticks on. Because already we are late.
Yeah.
You cannot afford any other minute. So that is one. Two, there is a time where the bride was having a traditional wedding way out in Makueni, way out. So you can imagine the logistics. We went there, we were on time, but then there was family. There is overbearing family, friends, and those kind of people.
Yeah.
And then there is the overbearing ones. We had a rough day. The bride, in the traditional setup, especially here in Kenya, the big event is at the bride's place. So anything that will go wrong, it will be on her. A lot of people do not look at it like, you planned together with your fiancé, or in this case, if you are married, you are planning with your hubby, they'll be looking at you as the bride. Kwenyu mulituangusha. It is not something any lady would want to live with. So I get to that place, of course, as usual, very early. Then I go looking for the bride. She is in Adera. She does not seem to know the event is starting. I'm like, excuse me? What's going on? She'll be like, unajua mambo ni mingi, guy, mi hapa home hata sijui nitafanya aje. Just before she finishes, an auntie shows up. Mulisema zile bahasha zinawekwa wapi? I'm like, okay, hiyo ni bahasha sasa. Na kuna wengine wamekwama huko juu, hawajui njia ya kuingia. And you see, this is ushago. Even the connectivity ni shida. So the bride is asking, sasa ni nani atawaendea? So you can imagine, she was not amused. She was crying. Kaniambia, Eddie, now help me. What can I do? I'm like, don't worry. I think that is the first approach. Let us help you. It is your day. Let us give you the solutions. What is bothering you, we've seen. Allow me to handle. That day, I acted also like I belong to that family. I went in person because now we are about to get late. The bishop is already there. It's a Catholic event. It cannot be late for whatever reason. The father is also going to another event after 2 hours. So we don't have options of being late.
The Catholic father, you
Yes,
mean?
yes. He's engaged elsewhere. The diary is full.
Yeah.
And each and everything that they do is important. So they were like, okay, what do we do? I was like, don't worry. Let me sort this out. I went, talked to the father, told them, Father, give me 5 minutes. Let us start in, like, say, 30 minutes. I went to all these family friends and members. I went to the auntie. Auntie akaniambia, wewe unaniambia nini? Kwani wewe ndo unaolewa hapa? I'm like, hata sijakuja na ubaya. Naomba tu unisikize 1 second. Sina ubaya na sisemi hivyo. Lakini please I beg you, nisikize tu. I had to beg. Mwambia please nisaidie tu. Si juu nimeona hapa home wewe hata unajua hizi vitu mingi, so nisaidie tu kuhandle. Mwambia she hesitated. Mwambia unasema nini? She was angry. Kamwambia hapana. So what we do, nisaidie ABCD, handle these logistics. If you need me to change something, niambie tu, usiambie bride juu. Sasa hata hatuli. Then when they were doing the makeup, because it is now late, we had to switch the rooms. The bridal team ibaki, I whisk away the bridal team. So you can imagine even the logistics of moving the makeup artist to another room.
Right.
To isolate
Who's makeup artist? The bride's makeup artist.
Yes. So those kind of solutions.
Oh, so that the bride is in a different room from the
Aondokewe na
maids.
shida mingi. So if somebody knocks, kuna mtu kwa mlango anamwambia kidogo tu. And we are very famous as photographers saying, kidogo tu. Dakika moja tumetoka. So after all is said and done and everybody settled down for the ceremony, for the church ceremony, I said, you know what? Thank God I do weddings. Because I gave a very concrete solution to a problem that nobody knew how to sort. So for me, those kind of things, giving them the solution, allowing them the time to enjoy the day. Even until today, they always call me. If they have a family party, they call me to just go and eat.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, they make me feel nice because doing a wedding is once, but having the memories will go for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a position to intercept at the right time to make you, one, enjoy the day. You want to be in your event. When I was starting, a lot of people, the guests, they are enjoying, you are not. But now, I try to look for solutions where I'm making you to enjoy your day as we go. And I don't miss anything. That way, I give the solution and it counts.
I have a question to ask you, Eddie, on that. Have you ever experienced a wedding that made you want to quit? And it could be a wedding or it could be a wedding moment. Mm-hmm. Just a moment that was like, by the imagine, I'm not paid enough to this is now even outside my scope, perhaps. Yes. And I'll ask you the same question, Kare. Yes.
I don't know how you planned this, first of all, because it happened when we were with Kare. She did an amazing job, but it was a hell of a day. The story that we just shared, it is on the same. So when the bridal team was leaving the home.
Wait, is this Makweni or the sister?
No. Now we've switched back to the one we were with Kare. This is the
one with the sister.
Yes. Now, guess what happened?
That wedding is for books.
Yeah, that one was for books. That one was for books. So there is a way that we exit the home. Most of the times, we are the last people to leave and also the first to arrive at the venue, the wedding venue.
Yeah.
So on this particular day, they had planned the logistics well. Kare had done everything perfect. And we were coming all the way from Kitengela, going to Red Hill. So that moment, we were like, okay, we've just done everything. We've packed the bags. We are only left with camera, gimbals, and the drone. Everybody is on wait. Kidogo, we land the drone, we go. There was a chase car for the police guys were there, clearing the road. They never waited. And you see, when you're shooting with a drone, you want to escort them to have a perspective of even the environment and everything so you can get the transition to the church.
Yeah.
So I escorted them like, say, 2-3 minutes. And now I have to add 2 more minutes to return the drone, land, and follow them. Guess what? They left us. And we were stuck in traffic in Kitengela town.
Because the chase
They,
guy is...
left. They never
yes.
stopped for nothing. They went. So I'm calling Kare. Kare is like, you cannot afford to be late. What do you mean you are left? I'm like, Kare, I did my best. I asked them in person to just hold on a few seconds. I catch up with them. They could not do it. They get into expressway. We are going to Red Hill, remember. I don't know. They just decided for some reason to exit at Ole Sereni and use the bypass. Go all the way to Gitaru and then use the loop and come back.
Okay.
Us, we were like, at that time I'm also using my navigation tool. So I'm on the phone and I checked. It is recommending that I use the expressway all the way to Westlands. That's what I did.
Ulifika?
Nilifika, but sasa, they stopped along the southern bypass. Eddie, where are you guys? This is very unprofessional. We are waiting for you. We are stuck here. We can't move. How are you supposed to cover this convoy? I'm like, guys, tuko nyuma yenyu. But of course, they had the Prados. And at that time, we had an Impreza. So we were trying to catch up, but we just could not. Then Kare is like, okay, what happened? Now Kare had calmed down, but very strict. I could tell. When we get there, I don't want to see Kare.
Kare unakuanga strict?
Anakuanga mkali. I was like, mimi, nikifika, I don't want to see Kare. Kare, tunapatana kwa reception. And then she's like, what happened? Mko wapi? I'm like, of course, tumeshapita GM, na tumeshapita, hapana, mko wapi? Because we were really flying. Namwambia, tumepita CBD. CBD mkienda wapi? Sisi tuko Southern Bypass. Tumesimama kwa kando ya barabara, mko wapi? I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Basi itabidi tupatane
it's Kare. Were you part of that convoy?
Me, I was already...
Ama ulikuwa venue?
Alienda mbele.
Okay.
So now she's coordinating
the convoy and you guys.
From the venue, but then she cannot understand how niliwachwa
uko CBD na watu wa kubypass.
And I'm not walking, na siwafiki. Na sasa wame exit the other side. We just had to go that way. So at that moment I thought, you know what? Is it getting to this level? Is this what I want to do really?
Yeah.
Because now I've been chasing them. Remember the incident we had with the best maid in the morning? Now they've left us. They are stuck somewhere in Southern Bypass. Mimi niko na huku, nimepanda Kino, nimeenda. So at that moment you feel like, oh, you know what? I think I've done it.
Yeah.
This is where I go home.
Yeah.
But then you get to the other side, you now meet Kare, she's good, she's like, don't worry, let us now recover the time.
The wedding turned out well eventually.
It turned out beautiful. Turned out beautiful because the planning was excellent. We knew how to save time. Everybody came on board to give solutions. So it turned out beautiful. Those are the issues that happen at the back and people don't see, not unless they are told.
Yeah.
So they really can't remember those kind of details, but we delivered.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about you, Kare? Was there an experience that made you want to put the tools down?
Yeah, there are several, but I'll just share one which was very, very tough on us. And I remember that day I really cried because we had done a setup in a very fancy hotel. And we were, afterward, some things went missing. And it came back to us, my team.
What do you mean some things?
What had happened was we had the wedding that was happening. The people who were coming, most of the guests who were coming from abroad were late. So they didn't check into their hotel. They just came to the wedding direct. And now Wazungu, they don't know here. It's like Idorai, you can't put your things anywhere. So they just came in and put things under their tables and left and went outside for their vows. So on coming back, some things were missing, passport, money, watches, so many things were missing. And I remember the people who were appointed was us, the decor people. And we were not the only people who were doing decor, because us, I think we were just providing the furniture and a few things. But there was the main decor person. And the team, her team was not even mentioned. But now as we were harassed the whole night, I even remember going to the bathroom and just asking God, do you really want me to do this? Like, do you really want me to do this? Because this is the second time I'm going through something very challenging. And I'm like, I think I should just go and start work. I'm a finance by profession. So I was like, maybe I should just go and start looking for work. Like how it was really tough. I remember they even had to, the car that we had, they turned it upside down. They even had to remove the wheels. We are hiding the passport there,
Wow.
so that now we can start calling them and threatening them. You guys, you need to send us money so that we can release your passports. It was that bad. But now I thank God, because before the police came, the manager...
Wait, cops were called?
Cops were called. Now it's late at night. And my people, they were locked in a room.
Oh, no.
So I'm here trying to ask them, you know what, just tell us how much it is we will pay. Because there's no need of you harassing my people. They were really harassing. Because one of them was the uncle and he was a cop. They were really harassing us. Then I remember the bride saying, you know what, I don't know why you harassing them. It could have been anyone. That's what they said before they left. But now we were left in the hands of the uncle and other people who were there. So the manager came back and said, like, Wangari, what are you guys still doing here? And I'm like, yeah, we've been accused of stealing things. And then they're like, but there's a CCTV here. We should just see
By the
who
way.
stole. Like, why are you being harassed? There's a CCTV. We can just watch and see who stole the things. And they didn't want that. Like, no. You guys could have tampered with it. But then they're like, no, you can't harass people and you don't have evidence. You don't know if they're the one who stole or not. If they're the one, they will take responsibility. Then they're like, are you okay with taking responsibility if it's your people who stole? And I'm like, yes, I don't know everybody inside out. The people who are working for me, I am not with them every other day. So I don't know if they are thieves. I don't know.
Tell me you got a chance to go through the footage.
Yeah, we did.
And?
Was one of their cousins.
Wow.
And actually when the auntie saw, it was like, she spoke in Kikuyu and say, so-and-so, umeleta wizi Nairobi.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. But I remember one of the sound people, they recorded everything. So after that, they were like, you guys, you are supposed to sue these people. Because first of all, they have really harassed you. They spoiled your name. It's not fair. But then that night, I said, I am done with events, completely done.
Wow.
Done with that. In Capital, I'm done. But now, after that, and now the good thing is the couple, they never pointed fingers. Never pointed fingers. Even up to now, we are still friends. They never pointed fingers. So that point, I was like,
I'm so sorry for what you guys went through.
Yeah.
And then only to realize that it wasn't even you guys.
It
was a family member.
I remember we lost two people who were very good. Because you're like, I gave you my cold room, which has expensive wines. Nothing is missing. So, and I've been giving you this space for a couple of days, because we started, setups takes days. We started bringing our things earlier, and we were given a space to put them, and nothing disappeared. So how comes today things are disappearing and you're the one who are being accused? So it was really tough. But I thank God for the vendors we were working with on that day, because they were really supportive. Nobody left. Like, they were there. They're like, you know what? We're going to sit here until this.
I'm so tempted after the show to ask you who the sound people were, and then I go look for that footage. I think in Kenya we are very is the word disciplined. We don't like to put things out there.
Yeah,
so it would be really cool if they, like in other African countries, we have actual video footage of the conversations, and then the realization later, just to get traction, to get views. I'm so tempted, but there's a segment we have in this show called The Cringe and the Beautiful, and in this segment I give you an idea. I take you through a story, and these stories are real, shared by couples, or stories that we have experienced. And they could be real and beautiful that remind us why weddings are so special, or they could be real and messy stories that tell us the other side and the real side of weddings. And then together we get to react. So the story here is of, and then I want to know how you guys would handle such a situation where the father of the bride passes on the day before the wedding.
Oh, wow.
As a planner, as a decorator, actually first as a planner, because that one you deal directly with people, and as a photographer, you've arrived at the bride's home that morning, and then you receive this news that this is what has happened. And they have still decided to continue the wedding, but now, yeah, we're not sure how the day will go. How would you handle such a situation? And this is a real life story that happened.
That's so tough. If they're still willing to go ahead and do the wedding, we'll support them 100%. And just be there. Just know there are those moments when something will just remind them of their dad. We'll have tears the whole time. We might have even a sad crowd. But we'll need to, if not all vendors got to know about this information, we need to talk to the vendors and let them know what had happened. So, especially the MC. The MC is the one who really handled that. And me as a planner, I'll be there 100% for the bride, support her in any way that we can.
Yeah.
And have the makeup artist stay a bit, because I know it will be such a sad day, and for sure we'll have tears every now and then. And just make it as, and try to remember him as much as we could. Maybe have a moment of silence.
Yeah.
Try to involve his memories every chance that we get, so that even as we proceed with the day, it doesn't seem like we are not remembering that what has happened. Yeah, so I think that I will handle it, but it will be such a difficult...
it is. It's very
such a
heavy.
difficult
It's very
place
heavy.
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie?
Actually, it has happened to me before.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's a tough wedding to do because they decided it's all systems go and the dad has gone. So
was it the grooms or the brides? Just for
it was
context.
the brides.
It was also the brides.
Yes. So there were last minute changes to it. They decided to print a big portrait for the dad, and it was put in every room, every space where the bride was. So
What?
it was strange, first of all, because I can feel it. I also come from a family. If that kind of a thing
Yeah.
would happen, you know the weight to it. So the approach that I used that day is I went and called my team and gave them the update. I told them this and this has happened. We've lost the dad, but the wedding is still going on. So let us be mindful of the jokes. You know, when we are behind the lenses, we joke a lot. We see those moments where we tell each other some jokes. So we told them we cannot do this now and here. So dad has rested. Let us be very gracious with this family. If they need a moment, give them the time that they need.
Yeah.
Go taking things in bits. Don't hurry anything. I also talked to the planner of the day, and I was like, I was told this and this will happen. So in my allocated time, it might deviate a bit because I would be helpless. So, and I was very, very patient. In that case, you find you don't have to speak. You don't have to do so much.
Yeah.
Just be there. Give them the time. At times, time is all you need.
Yeah.
So that is how we went. We were very, very patient with them. And then we started to, you know, when you were with people, you tend to forget a bit of the losses that you've incurred.
Yeah.
So it warmed them up towards the event. And by the time we were going for the photo session, they were very okay.
Yeah.
Although now, once we also go back to the reception venue, and then there is the mogidi, the dancing, the father, the mom, you find now one person is missing. So also it pulls them down again. That is why you really want to have the right people for you to work for you that day, because I also believe the MC delivered. They knew how to look at those emotions,
Yeah.
to divert even the playlist, so that they feel there is no many gaps.
Yeah.
But it's very hard, but you give them time.
I remember the one who shared this story is also an MC. So surprisingly, both of you are right. The MC does have a huge role to play in how to manage the mood. And I remember he said at the ceremony, which was at a church, surprisingly, the pastor, because I asked him, why were you the one handling it? And it's a church. Shouldn't the pastor have handled it? But the pastor did not mention anything. Maybe the pastor didn't know, I don't know. But yeah, it was upon him. So now he's been asked to do the announcements, and this matter has not been mentioned. And so he decided, before he starts his announcements, I remember he said something to this effect. He mentioned what had happened, as I'm guessing as delicate as could be, and then asked for a moment of silence. And he said at that point, so for him, that's when he cried. At that point, emotions broke. And guys just, it was heavy. It was a heavy moment, and it lasted for, he told me it lasted for quite a while. So, the moments of silence are usually like a minute.
Yes.
This one was a while. And then after that, he asked everybody to rise, and they sang a hymn. And I don't remember the hymn that he mentioned, but a hymn in relation to the situation. And then after that, now he started his announcements. Now, me, I'm wondering, how do I move from
That's the moment.
people this low to, because most announcements as an MC are usually
They hype you up,
energetic.
yes.
They're supposed to hype you up. But he said, and it worked. So I'm guessing, God forbid I'm ever in such a situation, I'll probably do the same, which is he said, you know what, Dad would have wanted us to have fun today. So we remember him, we love him. I'm guessing something similar to this. But at the end of the day, he would have wanted us to still have fun. And because we know he's as a born-again person, we know he's in a better place than we are. Why don't we have fun for him and have fun like he would have wanted us to have? Harusi tunayo ama hatuna?
Tunayo.
I don't know what the reaction was when he said that, but he told me that after that, slowly the energy came up. It dipped one more time at the reception, and the dad was when the representative, this is a Kikuyu,
Yes.
so when the representative was asked to speak, he did another moment of silence. So the energy dipped again, but it's a very heavy moment, and it's hard to manage. Right, let's switch gears. Let's move to planning. So we've talked a lot about our experiences in the wedding space. What is the one thing that you would encourage a couple to do to make their planning experience smoother? So this is not on the day of the wedding. This is the months leading up to the day of the wedding. What is the one thing that you would advise a couple to do? I'll start with you, Kare, as a planner. What is the one thing that you'd advise couples to do to make their wedding planning journey smoother?
So I have 3 things that I'll mention. Number 1 is work the journey together. From the start, when you start planning this event, you as a couple, sometimes I see brides are the one who are running with the planning, and it doesn't end up so well. But if you guys can walk the journey together, it might be stressful, it has its ups and downs, but just walk the journey together and be for the moment. Whether it's stressful days, whether we are talking about finances, like just work it together. Just be there the moment, because this is a journey that you will not do it again. So you walk the journey together. The other one is when it comes to budgeting, make sure you have the budget that you're working with is a budget that you guys have. You're not relying on, what the day of the event, we will get some gifts, we will sort out vendors. It doesn't end well. The other thing is, if you can get an event planner, get a wedding planner. It might seem like it's an investment, but they really come in handy. Event planners will be able to help you sort out for the best vendors, even manage the budget that you're already working with. It will make your life so much easy, and you'll end up enjoying your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question there. You said work with the budget you have,
Yeah.
not the money that you might get.
Yeah.
So what happens when people pledge?
It ends up
Because that's a Kenyan
premium
thing.
tiers.
That's a
Yeah.
Kenyan thing where we unfortunately sometimes work with pledges, not actual cash in the bank or cash at hand. So what would you advise then for situations where pledges have been given by very trustworthy people? What would you say for such a situation?
No, pledges don't count. It's money in the bank. Because you can pledge $1 million, but then this money is not forthcoming. I had an experience where the bride were expecting gifts and those pledges during the event day that they didn't even consider we might have an overflow. And they were considering the money that we will get from the pledges, the money we'll get from the envelopes, that's what we will use to sort the bill.
Yeah.
And the event was in a hotel, and we ended up having more people than expected.
Yeah.
And yeah, the bride had to be left there for the groom to go and look for money.
Wow.
And it was not nice. It was not nice because even her staying there, she was not staying there for free. She will still pay for meals and accommodation.
Wow.
Yeah, they tried opening the envelopes, but there was not much money, not much at all. And they were working with that budget, that expectation that, we have invited so many people, they will come in. The envelopes will help us sort the bills.
Conversation, we need to have a full conversation about that because sometimes there's usually pressure as well from the parents to increase numbers and all that. There's a lot that goes around how people end up in debt. Your conversation to take a parking. We'll come back to it another day. What's your one piece of advice for a couple as they plan their wedding?
For me, it's two things. One, book your service providers early enough. Number two, plan to do your own wedding. It is okay to benchmark. It is okay to go and see, but when the push comes to shove, do your wedding, do your event. You find in most cases where you benchmark wrongly, where everybody wants everything, you don't have a choice as a couple to enjoy your day and to do your day like the way you wanted. Go back to the drawing board early enough. Think as a lady, because weddings majorly, we favor the ladies. Look at it when you were young.
Yeah.
What wedding did you want? That is the time for you to live that dream. Plan your wedding. It might not please everybody. It might not meet all the expectations that your friends have, but it is your day. It is your most important day.
Yeah.
Yes. So I always tell them, book the people early that you want to work with because they will help you to achieve the day that you wanted. It is very easy for me as a photographer and a videographer to make you a lifetime of nice things if I understand what you want. You cannot be shifting the goalposts every single day. You saw this on a feature magazine somewhere yesterday. You want me to do it tomorrow. You saw this a month ago. You want it. We cannot do everything. I can do it, but are you willing to give me the time to do it? So it is very important. Speak with your vendors in advance. Create a good rapport.
Yeah.
Have your day figured out. Live that day.
Yeah.
It becomes easy. It becomes beautiful.
It's good you've said that because that leads us to the parting shot, which is, so we've talked about, we've talked to the couple. Now I want you to talk to the upcoming vendor, that person who is probably on their third or fourth wedding. What is the one thing that you would advise them as they start their journey as a planner, decorator, or as they start their journey as a photographer, videographer? What is that one thing you would advise them to do? And we'll start with you, Kare. But as you guys think of the parting shot, allow me to mention the people who make this podcast possible. This episode is made possible by Zania Weddings and TEDMID Studios. Zania Weddings is an online wedding planning and coordination platform designed to help couples here in Kenya to plan their weddings. From budget trackers to vendor management, to wedding planning checklists. Zania Weddings offers this and much more. So if you're planning a wedding and wondering where to start, visit zaniaweddings.com. That is zaniaweddings.com. TEDMED Studios is a passionate team of storytellers, creatives, and strategists producing high visual quality content, from podcasts like this to TV commercials and digital campaigns. If you're looking for a video production partner, look no further, visit tedmedstudios.com. That's tedmedstudios.com. And with that said, let's speak to the upcoming vendor. What is the one thing you would advise them as they begin the journey to becoming a photographer, planner, decorator? I'll start with you.
For me, it is very easy. There is no shame in starting small. Don't start with big weddings. It is very, very important for you to start with something that you can deliver. Start with birthdays, start with anniversaries, start with the village, maybe where you go for get-togethers. Start there. You get to learn your equipment better. You learn the event space. You get to interact and network, because if you're given a big wedding, you cannot shoot it alone. You have not yet made all the connections that you need for you to deliver. Start small, where you can go with just an assistant and you enjoy your day. In the process, you learn. You get to meet other fellow photographers and videographers in the same space, people who can mentor you to become who you want to be. Don't be ashamed to take time. Everything beautiful you see takes time. Every building that you've gone into, it was not made in one day. Take your time, learn the process, up the ladder, kidogo kidogo, pole pole, you get there. And eventually when you do, also mentor others. It becomes a continuous process. Today I might be ahead of you, you might be ahead of me, but let us hold each other's hand and be willing to learn, especially for the creatives. You feel like you know everything, you do not. You may know how to shoot, you may not know how to handle the people that come. So it is a process. Work with someone and someone will work with you, then you'll do the same.
Yeah, and we're going to leave his contacts here below. So he has offered to be a mentor. And so we will, yes. And this is me just saying it out loud. Yes, we're leaving his contacts here below. Yes. So if you're starting out and you have questions to ask, feel free to reach out to Eddie. Kare?
For me, is always give value. And the other thing is, do not look at the money. Money will come. But for the moment, just always give value. And once you give value, client will always come back to you. They'll always send their friends to you. It will be a continuous process. But if you look at the money, you might not even be able to deliver what you're supposed to be delivering. And it's a journey. It's not a one-time thing. You have to walk the journey. You have to feel the heat. It has its ups and downs, but eventually, if you give value, eventually you will be rewarded in a big way. So, yeah.
Wow. Do not chase value. Do not chase money, chase value, so that money can chase you. That's a perfect way to end this podcast. Thank you so very much, guys, for coming. I'm truly honored that you agreed to come. Truly do appreciate. And again, we are leaving their contacts here below. And of course, they've been showing up on the lower thirds. That's Eddie Ndirangu from Eddie Creations and Kare. I keep forgetting not to call you by the names I know. And Kare, who is a planner and decorator. That's Kare Kay, Kare Kay wedding planner. And Milele Eventic. Now I was coming to Milele Eventic. Okay. I have to do both. Yeah. So there's Milele Eventic, which is her decor company, and there's Kare Kay Events planner as a wedding planner. We'll of course leave all their contacts here below for you to reach out to them. And for you who is watching, thank you so much for staying with us all the way to the very end. And if you're a couple and you would like to be featured in the Weddings Bila Filter podcast, we have our contacts here below. Reach out to us. We would love to have your stories also told. We're hearing it from one side. The vendors would love to hear it also from a couple's perspective. So if you're interested in sharing your story, please feel free to reach out to us and we shall definitely plan to have you on board. And if you have enjoyed this conversation, please show us some love by liking this video and consider subscribing so that you can be notified when we release future episodes. Until next time, Thank you so much for watching.